What is up, XRP community? Welcome back to another video. Thank you for joining me. I want to talk about how $26 to $80 XRP is a totally realistic price prediction in the short to medium term, and I have the data to back it up. I also want to talk about some macroeconomic conditions. Let's hop right into it. So first off, presidential candidate Donald Trump coming out and saying something pretty monumental, saying he will make the United States the crypto capital of the planet. If you don't care about politics, you only care about crypto, this is something that would be super good for the United States. You just think about the last 4 years, whether it's a lawsuit against Coinbase, threatening Ripple with a lawsuit to the point where they almost were going to move headquarters out of the United States, totally hampering innovation. Big regulators, government officials who are paid by lobbyists at these same banks who are trying to hold back this innovation. It's great to see something like this from presidential candidate Donald Trump. And NVIDIA absolutely going crazy. If you haven't been paying attention to NVIDIA over the past year, 5 years, the AI, artificial intelligence boom has been absolutely insane for them, as they are the massive producer, probably the largest producer in the world besides AMD, and they're bigger than AMD, of GPUs, graphics processing units, which are the computer chips that are used to mine crypto. They're also used to do a lot of artificial intelligence, and they smashed earnings expectations 4% higher, posting $30 billion in revenue for Q2. They're not slowing down. And really quick, guys, thanks for all the support on the channel. Best way to support is hitting that like button. It's free, and it gives me some feedback to let me know you did enjoy the content. I'm not wasting your time. Uphold put this out. Fill in the blank. By the end of next year, what will the price, by the end of this year. So we have about 3 months left. What will be the price of XRP at the end of this year? I'm going to say if Bitcoin's sitting at new all-time highs, $1.50 by Christmas. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Fill in the blank. By the end of the year, what will the XRP price be? Speaking of Uphold, if you need a spot to get crypto, check out Uphold in the video description below. It's where I get my XRP daily. In the macroeconomic situation, very unstable. Pardon me, I have a cold. Don't listen to me, listen to the Bank of Japan governor, Kazuo Ada, warning that global markets are unstable. This is after 6 weeks of extreme market volatility, during which the Japanese yen weakened to a historic low before sharply reversing course and surging back to previous levels, plus 10%. Japanese stock market climbed to an all-time high before enduring its biggest ever one-day crash, their Great Depression, I guess. And you see here, central bank liquidity. Quantitative tightening is over. Quantitative easing is beginning. Central bank liquidity broke through the upper limit of this descending trend today. Quantitative tightening is over. The Fed in Japan broke something earlier this month. So it's interesting now that the quantitative tightening is over, but the economy is still extremely unstable. It shows that things are a little bit different this time. And this is Senior Vice President at Ripple, Marcus Infanger. We always talk about cross-border payments, but something we're talking about a lot more in the XRP community is real-world asset tokenization, whether that's real estate, stocks, bonds, T-bills on the blockchain. And this is already happening, and Ripple is a leader in this space. Ripple's currently using blockchain technology today that's compliant. We want to capture a portion, right? It doesn't have to be all the money, just a portion of this massive pie that is quadrillions of dollars in financial markets on chain. Take a listen to this.
Yes.
Okay, and so what's the focus right now, given that we're entering a new bull cycle and we're still, halfway through this year? Like, what are the priorities that XRP Ledger has?
Yes, so I would say XRP Ledger has really been built for business, built for powering real-world financial use cases. First and foremost, starting with payments. But now what we're seeing is really for use cases to expand beyond that. You see a lot of RWA tokenization use cases, and just really a tool and core infrastructure to bring more of the financial world or financial activity we see in the real world on chain, to remove frictions, build efficiencies, create values for us all, frankly.
So what do you think needs to happen? Like, what other challenges do we need to overcome to get to that point where everyone's more financially included?
Yeah, so there's a couple of pieces that still need to fall in place, I would say, on the regulatory front. And look, we've demonstrated with Ripple that you can use blockchain technology today in a way that's compatible with compliance frameworks, and we're doing that, as said before, in the billions of dollars every year in terms of doing payments way at a fraction of the cost and the time than in legacy systems. So it's possible, right? I think if you want to enlarge and see more, like there's over a quadrillion dollars.
Over a quadrillion dollars in this real world asset tokenization market. And it's not a when if there's going to be real world asset tokenization. Sorry, there's not an if, there's only a when. This is the future. All these real world assets, precious metals, all these investments, real estate, it's all going to be on the blockchain. And maybe it's not Ripple, but Ripple doesn't need to be the only company. Like we were saying, just a small portion of that quadrillion-dollar pie. And Ripple's been working at this for over a decade. The amount of smart people they have at the company, I always talk about this, second to none. Ex-treasurer under President Obama, Rosie Rios on the board of director, ex-Goldman Sachs executives. The lady who was the head of regulation for JP Morgan for 30 years. When did she leave JP Morgan? During the Ripple lawsuit. Where did she go? Ripple. So their company's second to none, and they sure have a big head start in this real-world asset tokenization boom. When the BRICS nations unveil their new payment system, which they did this week, and China in particular reveals their gold-backed crypto, do you think the Western world is going to sit back and panic? You think they don't know what's coming? XRP will restore the balance of power. XRP is our secret weapon. When you see headlines like this, Donald Trump talking about making the crypto capital of the planet the United States, imagine what that entails, right? No capital gains tax on cryptocurrencies? Unlikely, but imagine what that would do. Imagine how many people who have massive amounts of crypto stay away from the US for that exact reason. It'd be interesting to see what kind of actual policies Donald Trump does enact if elected. And this US stablecoin regulation is imminent. JP Morgan and Brad Garlinghouse are expecting US stablecoin regulation to happen before the election in November. Coincidence? I think not. The stablecoin regulation is something that's very important also for real-world asset tokenization, because when you're getting in and out of these tokenized real-world assets, you need stablecoins. So this is the first domino to fall before real-world asset tokenization is unleashed a lot more. We talked about JPM and Neum. They made a collaboration just this week. It made massive news in the XRP community because Neum is a Ripple partner. Now, R3 Corda, which is the settlement tool that JP Morgan uses, has XRP. The deployment of the Corda settler and its support for XRP, it was the first settlement mechanism. It's an important step in showing how the powerful ecosystems cultivated by two of the world's most influential crypto and blockchain companies can work together. While the R3 settler will be open to all forms of crypto and traditional assets, its demonstration with XRP is the next logical step in showing how widespread acceptance and use of digital assets to transfer value and make payments can be achieved. Now ask yourself, out of all the cryptocurrencies R3 Corda could choose, why did they choose XRP first? Because it's scalable, it's cheap, and it's legitimate as they come. It has the first mover advantage. So, great news for XRP, Neum, and JP Morgan. And now I want to leave you with this clip from Waters Above. I talked about $26 to $80 XRP in the future, how it's realistic. Listen why. And if you like this content, definitely check out Waters Above. I'll link the video to his YouTube channel below. But a very smart guy. Really quick, if you guys want $41 for free, sign up with Webull. Deposit a penny, you get $41 in free stocks. You can get up to $3,000. Typically, you just get $40 to $300. Yes, it does help me. I get like a 10-15 commission. But you also get $41 for free just for signing up, depositing a penny. Close your account, sell your stocks, do whatever you want. If you want to support the channel, find a link to Webull in the video description below. Now enjoy this Waters Above video.
Just it's just that it would be in context to the conversation of what everything else is doing. Like, you know me, bro, and it's the number one reason why I distance myself from the XRP cult, because they're so their belief is so misplaced, and it's so volatile, and it's never based in reality. And every day there's a new thing that tells them, like, Ripple has a partnership now with like the Italian district attorney's office. And it's just like, what the fuck are we doing to prove anything? Like, Ripple has partnered with lasagna, just the whole food. It has partnered with the city of Bologna, and it has been partnered with bolognese sauce. It's like, shut up, bro. Like, this is dumb. It's cool to know these partnerships, but like, in reality, we need Bitcoin price discovery. We need the shit being actually used. It could have all the partnerships in the, like, I'm partnered with a bunch of people, I guess. I call them my friends. Ripple has friends.
Yes, it does.
But it's not, the product needs to be more than your friends, right? Bro,
Absolutely.
if me and you are just friends, but we never do a podcast or I never get to meet you someday and hang out, I mean, are we really friends or are we just like acquaintances? You know?
Yeah.
So I think there's like a volatile nature to the what's keeping the belief in the XRP community. And that's why recently, since I think what Solana's done and what we saw happen with Pepe and a lot of these other meme coins, that was the final nail in the coffin to just get a lot of those people to capitulate, as you mentioned earlier, even some influencers to be like, oh, fuck this coin. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But isn't it funny that back over here in March and April of 2021, we watched Bitcoin maxi channels convert to XRP people like
Mm.
literally in a week?
Yeah.
Like fucking paid shills. Like
Yeah.
they'll just do whatever it is for the cultural moment, and that's sickening, you know? So there's some to be said about this, but for me to entertain this move for XRP, this secondary spike, as you mentioned, it's totally in the cards, brother. But I need to see the big conversation. What's the fucking market cap with an $80 XRP or 100? What are we talking about here? What's
Yeah.
going
And
on? Bro,
and
if we
and
have an
and
$80 XRP, then your grocery prices are going to be devastating.
and I completely agree. I also want to allow for that scenario to be possible, right? I allow it to be possible. The reason I bring it up is not because I believe it's going to happen. The reason I bring it up is because based on my sell targets and percentages that I have allocated already, this specific move allows for my remaining 30% in terms of my XRP position to have one more big sell for another 15% of my XRP at like a 50 to $80 level, somewhere in that range, because that's where it's pointing to, right? I'm not over here saying, yes, everyone, this is exactly what's going to happen. No, I'm just saying that based, if we are doing the same 2017 style move that starts from February and ends in 2018, if we're doing that same move, we have pullbacks in between that we can trade and then rebuy positions in, right? And we also have a blow off top that, if paired with this specific 2024 chart, could send us as high as $80. And that's chart analysis that I think can't be completely thrown out the door. That's all I'm saying. And that's
Yeah.
this is me also saying, don't expect it. I'm just accounting for it in my selling profit taking plan, right?
Yeah. And I think we talked about this chart in the last podcast too, right? Like this
Oh, we did.
idea of the Bitcoin being able, the Bitcoin did it, so why can't XRP do it? That shit, which I'm fine with, but it's like we're not talking about the same environment, you know? Back
Yeah,
then, this was the only, I'll say it, this was the only shit coin
yeah.
until it got a lot of belief and it did something miraculous. And the history is shown in the chart, and you can't deny that.
So
So,
this is
what's fascinating
2012,
about
correct?
Bitcoin?
This is 2012.
Yeah, this is the
Okay.
peak of 2011.
Yeah.
This is the peak of 2011. So if we went back right here, okay, look at where Bitcoin was. It was at like 50 cent, 50 to, yeah, I think it dipped. Okay, 70 cents, bro. XRP isn't even at 70 cents right now when we record this. This
Mhm.
shit went straight to $30. Then it corrected down to $2. And then it took a minute, but it got all the way up. Wait, sorry, that doesn't make any sense. Sorry, 30. Yeah, exactly, 32. And then when it broke out into this peak, it made it to 260. So, but that took some time and that had a lot of volatility along the way, you know, like when it broke into price discovery here and it got this $30 mark, which we can equate it today to like a $25 XRP just for fun. And then if it was to peel back all the way to two again, bro, like a lot of people wouldn't expect that if they're believing that we're going to have this surge immediately following, like we did back in this example, where it was
Mhm.
only 200 days apart. This was not 200 fucking days apart. Okay. This was a long time. This would be like you're at 25, you dropped to two, which is a 90 something percent correction. And then off of that, it took you another almost 2 years to get back into the next cycle. So this was 450 days to return back to the $25 XRP. You might as well have just sold it all, right? So if we're gonna think that XRP can copy Bitcoin, and that's the belief system here that makes us imagine a 3-digit XRP in the future, or an $80 or a $70 or whatever, if it happens this soon, I'm just letting you know, if it happens this soon, and this kind of gives you my take on it. Again, I'm not like a fucking crystal ball. I'm not claiming to be a prophet or anything. This isn't remote viewing. I'm just using my gut right now, and I'm being a real one. If we get $70 plus XRP in this cycle sometime before 2026, then I think something happened in the world that like we're not going to be happy about. But if it was to happen in the next cycle, something like this, where it makes it to 25 this cycle, and then we have a consolidation period, we deeper correction, shake out some weak hands, more things develop on the world stage, and then we start peaking into the following cycle after some time, and it really builds some fucking support instead of doing what it always does, which is just crashes right back down into the sub 50 cent range, then I would be like, okay, this isn't that bad. But I would really feel like there would need to be an event. And this is where you come in, right? Because I just watched your last video too, and you were sharing some of your own thoughts, which I do not discredit. I do not, I think you have a lot of awesome ideas too to share. And I'll wrap up my thought for you to speak your part on this. And it's, if we were to get that 50, 60, 70 plus dollar XRP this soon, before 2026, I think it would have to be event driven. And it's not a good event. Like I'm talking about some Hunger Games shit, like some not so fun stuff. And I think people need to be careful then, because they pray for this arbitrary price target to the upside, but they don't understand
what
the
that means.
ramifications of that. So feel free to share your thoughts, because I know you have some things to say, and then maybe this ties into what just happened with Trump yesterday.
Yeah, and if you just can bring that XRP chart again one more time, brother. It's a lot of people think